right, welcome to meditation class. If you are new to meditation, if you are new to any kind of practice to help you, what is the purpose of all this? This is to connect to our true nature. That's what we're doing this. This is so we can learn how to connect to our truest nature. So if this is new for you, then give it your best effort. That's what I would say, is give it your best effort. Sometimes we have a tendency to just try something on once and if we don't have an experience that we're looking for, or if we don't have the experience that somebody else has maybe sort of said, oh, this is what happened to me, and that doesn't happen to us, then sometimes we hang up the towel and we're like, okay, this is not for me. So when we do these kinds of practices, like, give it effort. At least give it a try. And then when we do give it an effort, when we do make time for some time to regroup and reflect, and like meditation, in our culture we call it mindfulness, and mindfulness. Well, I like to call it awareness. Meditation means to ponder, and so we want to ponder what our awareness is around things. Like, we want to ponder what it is that we're experiencing. We want to ponder. We want to contemplate, right? We want to contemplate, what is happening here? What's really going on behind the scenes? And oftentimes, we seek outside counsel for these kinds of things. And with meditation, it's an inside job. Somebody could maybe point us in the right direction, maybe say, hey, look over here, but really it's up to us to see what it is that we see, or see what it is that we need to see. Because oftentimes, we don't want to see through somebody else's eyes. We need to see through our own eyes. We need to really just be more, in that space of knowing that we can see through our own eyes, and trusting that that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so meditation, to ponder, depends on what you're looking to ponder. We can get realizations, we can get awarenesses over anything that we take effort into trying to see, or anything that we're taking effort into trying to reach or grasp, or maybe even just understand. And sometimes that happens in the moment, in the meditation, in the moment, and sometimes it happens later. And say that it's happening later, and we're not paying attention to it, or we're not becoming aware of the fact that this information comes later. I'll give you an example. I'm really I love this part about just showing you how simple different awarenesses are. So I was just recently on vacation, and it was the anniversary of my grandfather's passing. And every anniversary, I do what we always did when we got together, and that was have a Bailey's on the rocks at the end of the night. Well, I was on vacation, and we'd gone to 3 stores to look for Bailey's, and they didn't sell it. And I was like, oh, God, okay, well, maybe not this year. We just won't do that. And when I got home, and I was watching a TV show, and a commercial comes on, and it was a Bailey's commercial. Now, here's the funny part, is never in my life ever have I ever seen a Bailey's commercial. I mean, who makes Bailey's commercials? I mean, it's such a thing of the past that that actual alcohol. And so like when something happens to us like that it's so out of the norm, and so it goes against, like you could make a what you could wrap your head around, well, it was a Coors Light commercial, and Coors Light commercials are on all the time, or it was this commercial. But when the universe is speaking to us, when the universe is talking to us and showing us, hey, we knew that you made effort, now here's a little giggle, for you, to show you that we're watching you, or we're bringing you exactly what you need. On comes this commercial, and I just have to laugh at the fact that that I made the effort. I made the effort to, 3 stores, 3 strikes, you're out, that's it. 3 different stores. I made the effort, and that's all that's required on our end. And then there's this sort of nod coming from the other side saying, hey, we know you made the effort, we know that you gave it your best shot. So that's how life works, is that life is about making efforts when we are maybe in strife, or when things aren't quite going our way, or maybe when we're trying to get clear on something and we aren't clear on it, or we haven't gotten any clarity on it. When we make the effort to get the clarity, when we make the effort to do things that will help balance out that strife, or when we make the effort to do something without being attached to the outcome, without being attached to the way we think it should look, the way that we think it should go, without being attached to that, just, taking the effort and making the effort is all that's needed. It's all that's needed. So we just do that. Just take the effort. When something's not right inside of us, we feel it. Our body will get sick. We won't have the energy that we normally have. Like sometimes, we get a little bit down. There's all kinds of things that happen to us when our body's trying to give us signals and signs that, hey, something's going on here and you're not paying attention. So yeah, we need to pay attention. We need to become aware. So there's this constant constant awareness of, how is my body today? How is my mind today? How does my heart feel today? And what it is that I can do to keep myself in balance. What is it that I can do to keep myself going in the right direction? So sometimes when we're trying to reach something, or say that we're trying to gain awareness, we're trying to get some piece of information and it's eluding us. And if it eludes us, it's just because we don't need it right now. If it eludes us, it's because it needs to be as far away as it is. If it eludes us, it's because it's not the time, it's just not the time for whatever it is, so we always have to be, flexible, and we have to be bendable, and we have to be being able to shift and change and shift and change. And when we do, whatever comes at us, we're able to shift and change around it. Shifting and changing and being flexible is not the same as compromise, especially when we compromise our inner beliefs. But being flexible is an okay thing. Being flexible is an okay thing, because our mind often, because our mind often wants to go one way and our heart wants to go another. We make decisions maybe just think about when you make a decision. Let's just say, like, if you make a decision to go to the doctor because you're not feeling good, or go to the doctor because you know that you've got something wrong and the doctor's going to fix it for you. So let's just take that instance. The energy that you're in when you make that phone call is like, oh my God, I'm in trouble, and this is gonna help me. So oftentimes you might even find yourself starting to feel better once you make the phone call. Like, once you make the call, and this happens all the time when people will say, you know, oh Mariah, I need a healing, and I'm like kind of giggle and go, okay, well, we'll see if you actually make it here. Because oftentimes once they just make the phone call or tell me like they need help, the universe steps in and gives them the help they need. They don't necessarily need what I have to offer. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But that's me being flexible and not being like, oh no, we're doing this, you said, blah, 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 blah. Nah, it's being flexible. So it's that thing when we call out to the universe and say, okay, I really need help. And the universe will respond. You know, the universe will respond to you by you getting a doctor's appointment. The universe will respond to you by, you know, something coming across your path and you're like, oh, actually, that might actually help. You know, the universe will always respond to our stuff. So wouldn't it be awesome if we started to live in a place where when we were having a good day, when we didn't need help with problems, what if we started to focus on, oh my gosh, I actually want help for solutions, right? I'm actually looking to better my life, not fix it, but better it. I'm actually looking towards all the good things that are in my life, and I want more of that. And the more that I focus on all the good things that are happening in my life, the more that we focus on all the good that's happening, that other stuff just falls away because we stop paying attention to it. We stop becoming aware of it. We can be aware that, oh my God, yeah, I know I have this back pain. Oh, I'm kind of got the stiff sniffles. Oh, okay. Well, what if it's just your body trying to work something out? Just let it do its thing. It knows what it's doing. It's been doing what it's doing your whole life. Just let it do what it knows how to do. You get on with it with the other stuff. How good is your life? What else do you want? Like, what else do you want out of life? Like, where do you want to see things happen? Where do you want to see things grow? You know, that's meditation. For some people, like, they feel like they need to go into the depths of all these things that happened to them in the past, and you could see how some people would shy away from it because they're like, I don't want to visit that anymore. And it's kind of true. I happen to believe that I like the notion that the past is the past. That the past is the past. And it's like a broken pot, you know? It's just broken. Just leave it. If we want to try and glue that pot back together, well, you know, it's going to have leaks and it might break again. So just leave it. Just leave it. I love these new terms that we find ourselves, you know, spiritual people start to come up with. It's like, that's spiritual bypassing. Is it? What do you think you're going to get out of revisiting that thing? Because I tell you what happens. Just think about it as an energy. Just think about a past trauma as an energy. And you feel like you need to revisit what it is, right? You need to revisit this moment. So in order for us to revisit something, we have to go back into that time. When we go back into that time, we have to get into that energy. We have to get into the energy of what happened. So if we talk about it, if we, like, when we start doing that stuff, we start talking about, you know, we use our words to start creating the energy of an event, and the body does not know time, and the body believes everything that you tell it. So you're talking the story and you're saying this thing happened, and the body's starting to respond because it doesn't know that you're talking about something that happened in the past. It thinks it's happening currently. All you have to do is talk about it. Just play with this and see how this works for you. But that's literally what happens, is that now all of a sudden your body is responding to something that happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, last week, doesn't even matter. But your body's starting to respond as if it's happening currently. And when that starts to happen, when that starts to become a thing, gets a little tricky. You know, it starts to get trickier and trickier because how do you get out of it? You know, when they say like spiritual bypassing, like, oh no, you have to walk through this event, or you have to walk through this, or you have to do this again, or you have to recreate it or recreate it. Well, I would say if you feel like you need to do that, give it a try. And then be very honest with yourself how you feel at the end. And then maybe try the other way. Maybe try just observing when things come up for you. Be the observer. Just, oh my gosh, look at that. Look what's come into my consciousness right now. Am I going to give it any energy, or am I going to just look at it and go, oh, interesting, yeah, that happened, but because that happened, this happened, that happened, and then that happened, and now look where I am. Oh, isn't that amazing? Everything happens to us for a reason. It's not always clear in the moment why things are the way that they are, but they just are the way that they are. So we accept, we surrender, we forgive, we love, and then we find gratitude for everything that comes, because everything that happens to us, it's like this lily pads, and it takes us from this lily pad to that lily pad, to that lily pad, to that lily pad, to this job, to that relationship, to that, to moving here, to going here, to having this experience. And this is our life. This is our soul's mission, is to keep moving on and on and on and on. Keep going, going, going. And when you reach this place of contentment where you wake up every day and you say, if this is as good as it gets, then I'm okay. If this is as good as my life ever gets, then okay, I accept it. I love it. I'm gonna just surrender to it. And I'm gonna be the best I can be every day. So that's a lot of sharing. But the beautiful part about all of this is that we're all on this journey, and we can be on this journey of negativity, or we can be on this journey of positivity. And I've done the negative thing. I mean, I've done it a lot. Because I felt like that was the way that you're supposed to do it in order to really truly heal. And I feel like sometimes it's just a trap. Sometimes It's a trap. It feels like you're poking the hornet's nest, and every time you poke the hornet's nest, you know what happens. You know what you're going to get. So I don't think it's spiritual bypassing. I think that that is another term created to help people or to keep people in a place where they're not moving forward. You know, it's just you've got this. You've totally got this, and everything is okay. Like, have you ever woken up and just thought, oh my God, everything's okay? But when when you grow up in an environment where you don't feel like everything is okay, naturally you're going to continue to feel that as you grow and as you get older in your life, and so it's up to you to start balancing that out. You know, some people take everything to heart. Some people, and I'm sure all of you have met somebody like that'll just send a zinger to somebody and just walk away. You know, like doot 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 doot, and then the other person's like, oh my God, I'm feeling attacked and all this stuff. All meant to be. All supposed to be exactly what it's supposed to be. Some people hold on to things, some people don't. Some people wallow, some people don't. Some people pick themselves up after a big fall, some people don't. You know, so we're all different. And the secret to all of this is to figure out you, to figure out how it works for you, to figure out. Not even to figure out, but start becoming more aware of how the universe works in your favor. It has been working in your favor. And you got it. You know how to do it. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started on, because we're at the beginning of our week again, let's get started on our breath, right? Our breathing. Breath. In every other language besides English, breath and spirit mean the same thing. So, let's get in touch with our breath, right? We're going to breathe in, sigh it out. Breathe in, sigh it out. Breathe in, sigh it out. Good job. All right. Start to find that place within you that feels neutrality. If you start to think about yourself as this big, beautiful tree, your body, right? The human body is so similar to the tree. The tree has the 5 elements within it, the Panchabhutas. The body has the 5 elements within it. The tree needs a strong root system. The body needs a strong root system. The tree has the ability to, right, use oxygen, to give off, to get, to give off, to get. That's exactly what the body does. It uses all the elements to live. The difference is we have senses, right? We have the 5 senses, and then we have our 6th sense. And then what's the point of all that? Where does that take you? So maybe we'll play with our senses and our elements today in the body. So, trees breathe, people breathe. Trees have roots, people have roots. So we're just gonna breathe as if our body were a tree. Just imagine closing your eyes, right? And you turn your body and you face the sun. You just allow the sun to shine on your face, your heart, your belly, the front of your legs. So allow the sun to shine. on you. And it says the sun starts to shine, start to breathe and allow your body to change and to morph into a beautiful tree. And just notice what happens when your body does become a tree. Become aware of what tree do you feel like you become? Have you done this practice before and that tree has changed? You know, the trees go through seasons. The earth goes through seasons, and people they go through seasons. Sometimes it's not our season. There's a season to hibernate. There's a season to play. There's a season to work. There's a season to prepare. We're coming out of hibernation. So we're coming into this season of preparing, where we're getting new leaves on our tree, where our tree is still standing and all the winter storms have shaken everything loose, but our roots are strong. And so every time we take in a breath, just imagine you're taking it in from the atmosphere and you're breathing down the trunk of your tree, your physical body, and you're sending all that energy down your root system, the base of your spine, the bottom of your feet, whatever you visualize. Then you're sending all that energy down into the earth, down to the core of the earth. You're allowing that energy to penetrate each layer of the earth, the surface, the bedrock, the oil. And then your roots reach the core of the earth. And they start to wrap around the core of the earth. And as your roots wrap around the core of the earth, just feel your roots really attaching, holding on, grasping the core of the earth. And then you start to breathe up from there. You breathe up from the core of the earth. Up into your root system, up into your tree, and you start to send your breath all the way out into the universe. And this is your frequency, this is the energy that you're sending out into the universe. So what do you want to put out there? When we say we attract back what we send out, this is what we're talking about. Send out fear, get fear back. Send out love, get love back. Now we're going to start to explore all the elements of our tree, the elements within the body. So the first element we're going to explore in our meditation is the element of earth. And the element of earth is actually what keeps us grounded. When the roots of our tree go deep into the earth, we're very grounded. And when we're grounded, we live in this energy of creativity where we learn that we create our lives, we create our experiences, we co-create with the universe. And so sometimes the energy here is our safety and our security. The energy here is our safety and our security. And so the roots of the tree, when the tree starts to grow, the first thing that comes out of the seed of a tree is its roots. So this is the beginning of the tree's life, is your roots. So all the experiences you've had in your life, at the beginning of your life, to about the age 7, will all be around safety and security. However you choose to look at it. So we have a strong root system, a strong foundation. We thrive in all areas of our lives. And when that was withheld from us as little children, little seedlings, little saplings, when that's withheld from us, it can cause us to grow differently than we were born to grow. But the way that you grow is the way that you were meant to grow. The environment that you had was the environment you were meant to have. And so you just accept everything as the perfect teaching for you. These are your roots. And so we don't dig up our roots. If we do, our tree might die. And so the only thing we can do at this point is just to send all of our roots love. Just send every root that we have, just send it love. And we start to switch from just surviving, trying to survive, to really thriving, where our tree starts to thrive. Switch your tree to thriving. Send all of your roots. Send all aspects of your life. Just send them love. Send them forgiveness. Send them acceptance. Surrender all of it. Let it go. Love it. And then find this level of gratitude, because it's all necessary. It's all part of your soul's growth, your soul's journey. Take a breath. We're going to focus on the next element. And the next element is water. And just think about the necessity of water for your tree. How the universe will always provide that necessary nutrient for your tree to grow. And this element, water, it runs our emotions, our feelings, our beliefs. So just think about how water ebbs and flows. How a current goes one way and then the next day it changes. Just noticing or recognizing or acknowledging that water is controlled by the moon. And in our lives, while we're sleeping, the moon is out. So the moon is sorting everything out while we sleep. If we acknowledge or we become aware of the moon and the ebb and flow of our emotions, we can start to feel a deeper connection, start to notice our tendencies, the seasons of our tree. You wouldn't be mad at your tree if it weren't producing fruit, if it weren't the right season. You would just allow the tree to do what it naturally does. And so we allow the body to do what it naturally does. It ebbs and flows. It's deeply connected to the water. It's deeply connected to the moon. So just like in the earth element, we do the same for the water. We forgive. We accept. We accept the way that we feel. And we surrender, we let go. We don't need to hold on to the way that we feel. Joy is the only thing that truly lasts forever. It's the goal of our lives is to just feel joy. Let's see. That's a divine feeling. The rest of it comes from the mind. And so we surrender, we let go, and then we love. We find this deep love and compassion for our feelings and our beliefs, for the water, and the ebb and flow of it. We find this deep compassion and love for the moon. And we start to notice our patterns and our tendencies. And through that love and all those experiences, we reach this gratitude. Gratitude for your feelings. Gratitude for the ability to understand your beliefs and decide if you want to hold on to them or let them go. Beliefs are taught to us and we hold on to them as teachings. And at some point, we have to look at them as if they're true for us or not. So let's move on again to the next element. The next element is fire. And when we think about the tree, fire is represented by the sun. The sun sends energy to that tree. The fire in the body is like the fire in your belly. This is the place where we feel inspired and we take action. And this is the space where we start to learn what season is best to take the action or not take the action. This is the space where we're presented with challenges. This is a space where we think we're following our gut, and it may have taken us astray, or we may feel like it's taken us astray, and so we stop trusting our instincts. We stop trusting our gut. And then we just stop making decisions altogether. Because we have this idea that we're wrong or we're right, and there's no such thing. There's no such thing as being wrong or right. It just is. And it's the perfect lesson. And so in fire as an element, it's a space of just throwing everything onto the fire. And whatever you throw into the fire, becomes fuel for your fire. And so if you give your fire fuel, if you really truly desire something, and you use love, as your fuel for what it is that you desire, that's the secret ingredient. This is a space of taking action, so we take action. We don't just say, well, I did this practice and said a prayer and that's that. Oh, we've got to give it fuel. We can't just let a fire and walk away from it and expect it to last forever. You have to keep going back and keep adding fuel to your fire. It needs supervision. It needs your attention. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Make decisions based on the energy of love. Let's move up again. Let's move into the next element, the element of air. The element of air is deeply, deeply connected to our heart, our lungs. The element of air in the tree is through its in and out of the breath. This exchange, this inhalation and exhalation. And the inhalation and exhalation in the body happens with our circulatory system. So we circulate, inhalation, inspiration. And we exhale, we release, we let go. We take in what we need on the inhalation, and then we expire anything we don't need. The energy in this space is unconditional love. The air carries our words. The air carries our love. The air carries our thoughts. The air carries our desires. And the air will carry all of those things back to us. We send out love, we receive love. We send out peace, we receive peace. So anything that we send out will come back to us. The element of air, it controls our circulatory system in the body. And so whatever it is that we want to circulate in the body, you first go into the heart, go into unconditional love. Remember, we inhale to inspire, and we exhale to expire. We inhale and we take what we need, and then we exhale. We expire. We let go of anything that we don't. It's our nature. You cannot hold your breath, so don't even try. Can't hold on to the past. Just move forward. Just keep moving. No holding on. No holding space. So let's move on to the final element. And the final element is space. element of space in the body. It's about this communication that happens from the earth through us to the universe, and then from the universe through us back to the earth. So space is directly connected to communication. Our ability to hear, our ability to hear the body and to listen to the body and what it's trying to tell you. Our ability to listen to the mind and to know what part of the mind you're listening to, your true natural self or your ego. And then your ability to listen to the universe, to listen for clues, to hear. So the element of space that exists within the body exists in the throat. It's our balancing system. It balances our hormones, balances any kind of sickness in the body, balances our energy. And our sense of balance is in our ears. These little things that hear and listen. So we're going to go look at our tree, our branches, our flowers, our leaves, our fruit. Those are like our antennas to the universe. That is the place where we're mostly connected to space. And when all the branches start to meet, that's where the element starts to come down into your heart, to the center, the core essence of who you are. Back down into the element of fire, the sun, the solar power, your instincts, your gut. Down into the element of water, the ebb and flow of your feelings and your beliefs. And then down into your root system, where you go into the earth, the element of earth, into the energy of being creative. Where you start to recognize that you create all the experiences that you're meant to create, that you're here to experience, and you're here to learn the lessons of those experiences. And just coming back into your body, back into your breath, starting to breathe all the way in and all the way out, all the way from the core of the earth up to the core, through you, to the universe above, and then breathing down from the universe above, through your body, back down to the core of the earth. Finding that perfect balance where your mind falls silent and your heart starts to lead the way. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for being a part of class. Thank you for being here to experience the 5 elements. 5 elements of your tree, the Panchabhutas, and the 5 elements in the body, and how all those 5 elements play a role in, in our lives. They play a role in our evolution. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Peace and love.